Thank you guys so much for joining us today. This is video 2 in our WordPress for Business Bootcamp. Today we're talking about invisible advantages that WordPress websites have over traditional small business websites. It's my contention that the average small business owner that uses a traditional static HTML website is at a significant disadvantage. They're fighting an unfair fight and they don't even know it. In the previous video, I talked about the Secretariat and Lance Armstrong and how those two individuals and horses were superior athletes because of their superior engine that they were using. Both of them had a heart that was larger than the average racer, and as a result they were able to outperform their competition. The same is true with WordPress websites. WordPress is working with a more efficient engine. That engine is invisible to the naked eye, but when it comes to competing online, it can mean the difference between you succeeding amazingly or you not being successful at all. So I'm going to produce a few different videos. This is the first that talks about search engine optimization. The rest of them are going to talk about some of the other inherent advantages of using WordPress, but this one we're going to talk about search engine optimization. So relationships are not really as complex as everyone thinks it is. Neither is search engine optimization. What search engines and relationships are really about is understanding what the other party needs. When you understand what the other party needs, then you can make them happy. And our goal here is to make the search engine as happy as possible. Traditional websites, on the other hand, are not focused on making search engines happy. They're focused on stroking their own egos. The content that you'll find on traditional websites oftentimes is company-centered. It's limited to 5 to 10 pages. It's not updated very often, and it's rarely optimized in an effectual way. This completely contradicts what happens and what search engines need to be happy. If you want to make a search engine happy, then you need to simply make their searchers happy. It's a very simple concept. The search engine's single-minded goal is to create happy and loyal searchers that keep on coming back again and again by consistently matching them up with content that is relevant, that's popular, and that's timely. When compared to a traditional website, WordPress websites provide more relevant, more popular, and more timely information, and that's why they consistently outperform traditional sites. When a search engine determines relevancy, the goal is to match searchers up with appropriate results. If a searcher, for instance, is looking for cats, then that search engine needs to be matching them up with cats, or else we're going to have problems. If we have dogs, then trouble is going to be brewing for that search engine. In order to match up web pages properly, search engines need to understand specifically what's on those web pages. So many traditional businesses, unfortunately, don't have a way of letting the search engines know what's on those web pages. There's no optimization at all. And in this case, nothing can help the search engines understand what that page is about. So search engines have to try and figure out how to match that content up. This is very bad. Other traditional small businesses websites have taken it a step further, have been a little bit more forward-minded, and done a really good thing, which is to try and optimize their site. They optimize their site on a site-wide global basis. They add keywords and tags that tell the search engine what their site as a whole is about. This is a little bit better than not having anything at all, of course. But WordPress offers the most effectual way to optimize the site. WordPress is the best ever. In addition to globally optimizing the site with keywords and meta tags, what WordPress allows you to do is two other things. First of all, it allows you to optimize on a page-by-page basis. And then secondly, WordPress is inherently built with categories and tags and structures the information on that site in a way that search engines really understand. They present it in a way that's palatable to the search engine and allows for easier indexing. Out of the box, WordPress slices and dices text in the way that search engines understand. Search engines, as a result, don't have to guess what's on those pages because WordPress does all of that work for them. This, of course, makes the matchmaking process. And by the way, I call Google and all the other search engines the ultimate matchmakers because they are trying to match searchers with information. And this makes the matchmaking process a lot more accurate, which is really important because it one generates more leads for your website, and it secondly generates more of the right kind of leads because you're going to be matched directly with people that are searching for exactly what's on your webpage. Those leads are going to be higher qualified, better, and more targeted, and as a result, you're going to have much more success with your conversions. So when compared to a traditional website, a WordPress website, as we said before, provides information that's more relevant, more timely, and more popular. We're going to discuss more popular now. WordPress websites, when compared to traditional websites, are just in general much more popular. And this is largely due to the type of information on a WordPress website and the volume of information on the WordPress website. When you use WordPress as a website for your business, you're going to have all of the standard pages that are on a traditional website that tell the world how great you are. The About Us page, your products, your services page, those will all be there. That doesn't change at all. But with WordPress, you're going to be able to add many more pages than that 5 to 10 page standard website. And you're also going to be able to add a blog to your web presence. And with a blog, what happens is that the type of content that you publish will be more customer centered as opposed to being company centered and all about your company. You're going to focus on the visitors and the visitors' needs. So a blog is going to publish information that provides value to the customer. Perhaps it's solving a problem that they are experiencing or they don't know that they have possibly. Or maybe it's helping them see things in a different light. Or possibly it's giving them helpful advice or insights. This type of information is more popular and more attractive to visitors. And when you have content that's popular and attractive and that helps them out, what happens is that your visitors are going to share that content. And it also means that outside sources are going to link to it. And as a result, your traffic is going to increase. So when links and traffic increase, that's very, very good for your search engine rankings. Links and traffic are indicators of popularity to search engines, and the search engine is running the biggest popularity contest ever. You thought high school popularity contest was pretty big? No, that's nothing compared to what Google is doing. So search engines are looking at links and traffic as an indicator of how popular your website is, and if it's more popular, that's going to boost your search engine ranking. When compared to traditional websites, again, WordPress as a website provides information that's more relevant, more popular, and now we'll discuss more timely. Search engines are really, really concerned with the timeliness of content. Why? To answer that question, just think about the reasons why you searched or typed in the search terms Steve Jobs on October the 5th, 2011, the day that he passed away. When you typed in those search terms, you weren't looking for information about Steve Jobs from 15 years ago. What you were looking for was fresh, up-to-date, timely information. Yesterday's news is really important. The search engines need to index that properly as well. But it still is yesterday's news, and we don't care as much about yesterday's news as we do today's news. For this reason, web pages that are fresher rank higher than older web pages. The average traditional web page and the average traditional website hasn't been updated in several years. I see this all the time. And what small business owners don't realize is that their old, outdated web pages are essentially being ignored by search engines. If web pages aren't updated, what happens is that the search engine spiders no longer crawl it. Search engine spiders are really excited when new information is published. They anxiously devour every piece of content that's on that page, the text and the images. They anxiously devour it. They're excited about it. When nothing has changed, the spiders don't come to that website anymore. They just pass the web pages over because there's no new text for those pages to provide to them. WordPress websites typically don't get passed over in this way because content is updated and added more frequently. That's in part because it's easier to add and update content and update the web pages. I can probably update my site within a matter of seconds if I need to. But it's also because blogging and routinely publishing information in that manner gives them frequent or more timely content. So the bottom line is that traditional websites are not centered around the needs of search engines. They're centered around their own needs. They're a little bit selfish and egotistical in that way, and that makes the search engines sad. WordPress websites, on the other hand, not only deliver what's needed in terms of your business, but they also deliver search engines with what they need in terms of content, and they make search engines happy. So when it comes to search engine optimization, WordPress has several competitive advantages that are invisible to the naked eye. The traditional website simply cannot compete with a WordPress website because WordPress has a more efficient engine.